At over 1 mile in length, the Brooklyn Bridge is the pride of New York City, an iconic landmark known the world over. But its construction was marred by a mysterious illness that affected many of those who struggled to build its stone towers. In fact, not even the father and son engineers in charge of the bridge's construction were immune to the misfortune associated with the project. New York City, the 1860s. Plans for a great bridge to span the East River are developed by the German-born engineer John Roebling.
The chief engineer was John Roebling, who at the time was the foremost suspension bridge engineer in the world.
But sadly, in 1869, Roebling falls victim to a freak accident.
He was taking soundings on the Brooklyn waterfront, and a ferry came in, and he had his foot crushed by the incoming ferry. He then went back to his house. He was rushed back to his home in Brooklyn Heights, where he shortly afterwards contracted tetanus and died about a week later. John Roebling didn't live to see his bridge built.
John Roebling's 32-year-old son, Washington Roebling, takes over the job of chief engineer.
Washington had been with his father on other bridge sites and worked with him as an assistant engineer before. He was probably the only man who could take over the job.
But he, too, suffers an unlucky fate. After many trips in and out of the mammoth pressurized boxes called caissons, which allow workers to dig at the sandy riverbed deep below the water surface, Washington Roebling falls ill. But Roebling was just one of the many workers to become unwell after working in the caissons, an illness later dubbed Caisson's disease.
Caisson's disease is now better known as the bends because of people who suffer from it convulse, bent in agony.